Hi, I'm T.
I'm Dennis.
And I'm Nick.
According to pay scale, the median salary for a journalist is $38,000 a year. However, with recent downturn in the news industry, outlets have been having a hard time trying to find journalists at an affordable rate, entry level. Young aspiring journalists have also having a hard time finding and getting jobs in this
Growing market.
And getting their foot in the door.
All right, that's where our company comes in, middle ground. What we are is we're basically a middleman between young aspiring journalists and large news outlets. So basically, we would have the young journalists submit their articles to us, and we would sell it to the large outlets like CNN or CBS or whoever it may be. And they would pay us, and then a percentage of that, maybe 10, 15, 20%, would go back to the journalists to make sure that they would keep submitting. And we would also edit for them to make sure that the content is reliable.
So we would oversee public submissions. You can submit raw information. You can submit written articles that you've done yourself. You could submit any sort of visual content that you would like. And, of course, we would oversee that just before we sent it to the bigger news companies, just to make sure that it's appropriate information, that it is relatable information, that it's still relevant. And if it's not at the time, say it's like a feature story, say it's something that could be posted at any time, we would hold it back. And until a bigger news organization wanted that story or wanted something along the lines of that story, we would just kind of keep it in our own little vault, I guess. And then when they were ready for it, we would still have it. And then if we didn't have anything else that was breaking news or piggybacking off of something else that was in the news, we could sell that item. And so we would always have something there for the bigger outlets. And then
what our major goal is to take the pressure off of news organizations of having to pay, however many journalists they would need normally, so they could hire less, and then it would make it easier for new journalists to get their foot in the door and get experience in the industry. And so basically, we would measure our success by how many articles that we sell to these major news organizations and how many journalists that we have submitting to us. And that information would obviously be public to whoever wanted to know.
And as far as the progress that our company would make, we would establish contracts with the bigger organizations. Say a year goes by and we published, let's say 200 articles through CNN or through whatever news organization. The credibility would build up, and CNN would obviously keep returning to us, so we would maybe establish the next year would be $100,000, $200,000, and so we would have that in stone, and it would just be a secure way of income, and we could measure the new income that way. And then as far as the public submissions, they would get the 15-20% cut of every article that they submitted. So as far as when it was ran through those news organizations, they would be cut their percentage, and they would earn from that as well.
I think that's it.
All right.